to talk about the 9 top superfoods on the planet, okay? We're going to talk about kale first. Now, kale is very bitter. Anything bitter is really good for your liver in removing fat from the liver, in decongesting the gallbladder, making more bile. So it's basically you want to start consuming more vegetables that are bitter. Most of these are bitter. But kale has tons of vitamin C, vitamin K, vitamin A. But mainly what it will do is it helps to slowly clean and detoxify your liver. All right? It's also anti-estrogenic too. So if you have a buildup of excess estrogen, the bad kind, it'll help balance that. Okay, cabbage. So this is the L-glutamine. That's the nutrient that's really good for your brain. It's good for the heart. It's good for the muscle. It's good for leaky gut. Cabbage juice is wonderful for healing an ulcer and anything related to an irritable bowel, even acid reflux or heartburn. Cabbage is really good for that. Brussels sprouts are very similar to cabbage. They're like almost the same properties. But what's interesting about Brussels sprouts is they do not have any negative effects on your thyroid, because sometimes the cruciferous vegetables are apparently bad for your thyroid because they deplete iodine. Well, you'd have to eat a lot of them, but what I like to do is I just like to recommend having some sea kelp with these vegetables, and then you're good to go. But Brussels sprouts have all the effects that cabbage has, but without the thyroid negative aspects, okay? So now we get to the radish. Radish is really high in sulfur, so it's really good to help detoxify the liver, specifically chemicals and poisons that are actually in the liver. It helps to eliminate them. It supports something called phase 1, phase 2 detoxification, which basically you take a poison and turn it into a water-soluble particle, so it's eliminated safely through the body. But radishes are really good for sinus mucus congestion because they help pull out mucus, especially the Spanish black radish. But you can take them for a sinus congestion. You can take them for deep mucus in the lungs that just can't come out. It's a really good anti-mucus. It thins the mucus. Then we get the beet. Okay, the beet top is really good for potassium, like it has the most potassium of any other vegetable, but the actual beet is good as well. Why? Because beet is loaded with nitric oxide, and nitric oxide is good for decreasing tension in the arteries, decreasing blood pressure, helping increase testosterone and balancing out estrogens. So that's just one of the many functions